So I've got my hands on the Adjustabell Max. So the big difference to these is obviously they're made of alloy. So the handle is made of alloy, and obviously the ends are made of alloy as well, which is obviously a big difference from the other ones. These are $100 US. The nylon ones are about $40 US. And they're about the same weight. They actually don't weigh a huge amount of difference, which I thought the nylon would be a lot lighter. So if you are putting them in a gym bag or carrying them to work or using them on a trip or using them in a hotel gym or an apartment gym where they don't have dumbbells, they'd be nice and light to carry along with them. The other differences that I've noticed between them, I'll hold them up one side by side. So the other differences I know between them is they've taken away these little holes here, which may not seem like a big deal to anyone else, but when you're turning it, I kept catching my thumb on it and ripping my thumb. It's the skin off my thumb, which is not ideal. They are a little bit wider, so this is about 140 mils, the handle, and this is about 130 mils, so a little bit wider hand grip. The minimum that you need to have on this is a little bit less than these ones. So for instance, you might have to have 2 plates or 1 big plate as your minimum on this, or this one can go a bit lower, which makes sense because it's like, what do you want? Do you want to have this one or do you want to have this one? It's like, well, if you're only lifting lightweight, say sort of 10 kilos, 15 kilos or something like that, just stick with the nylon, I think. And obviously anything a little bit heavier than that, you might want to go up to the little alloy ones. Obviously a lot more expensive, but a lot more durable, I think. I mean, you don't want to be throwing them around regardless, but definitely they're a lot more confident when you do drop them on the ground. I'll put them side by side with a few of the other options that you can have. But yeah, I love them so far. So currently I think this is all the stuff you can get from the Adjustabells. The price of which I think is around about $100 for these, and then it is $40 for these. But these are the nylon and these are the alloy. These are the extender handles, which are also alloy, and I think they're approximately $75. You can buy them separately, like just 2 if you wanted 2. All 4 of those I think about $75. You got the censoring adapters here as well. What these are for is for Olympic plates, so you just sort of screw them on and then you can put the plates so the plates don't slosh around, obviously. Where I live in New Zealand and also from Ireland, it means that the 1-inch adapters, the plates we don't have over here, they're all 25 mils, where this is 28 mils. So if you are able to get standard plates, I would definitely go ahead with doing that. What I ended up doing was just getting these Force USA 2.5 kilos because they were the thinnest with the thinnest diameter, which means I could fit the most on the bar without having these massive big wagon wheels on them. I also bought 1.25 rubber ones. I find these just a little bit easier instead of trying to change out the censoring adapters. As you can see, one is about the same thickness as 2 of them, so I don't have to keep screwing it on if I'm just adding up the weight a little bit more. How many can you fit on this? I'll give a little breakdown of each different sort of position that you can have these on. So the length of the nylon extenders that you get with them are 90, and these are 105. So there's just a little bit more, maybe 1 extra plate you could fit on, or a thin plate anyway, and these are 145. On the extenders, they have these 2 little holes here, where they don't have that on these ones here. This one doesn't seem to have any rubber grips on this. I don't know if that's just because I didn't have any issue with it either. They did come with these little plastic things that went over here, just to glue on. I'm guessing somebody was having issues with the scratching plates at the gym, or just their own plates and they didn't like it, so I think they just put them in there so people have that. I find the grips okay, maybe it gives a better grip as well, so not too sure about that. How do they feel in the hand compared to the other ones? The knurling on them is fine. It's not aggressive, it's not like super grippy or anything like that. I mean, the nylon ones don't really have any sort of aggressiveness at all, but as I said, I've had no issues holding them in my hands, and yeah, I think they feel really good. They're a little bit thicker as well in the hand, this one, which feels nicer when you're pressing. Yeah, I'm not sure what the 2 holes are there for, but I sort of just jimmied a little broomstick with 2 bolts in it, and I could put it in like that, and I could use it to tighten and loosen it. Some people I think were saying that they have issues with it getting stuck and trapped, and I found that I haven't had an issue with it yet. But yeah, I don't know why they have it on that, but this does work really well to make it extra tight. With the things, I don't know if you can see that, but it's sort of concaved on one side, which means that when you put it down, it has a little gap at the bottom, which means it's kind of like half of one. So if you want to do it the other way, it'll sit flush all the way down, and then you have half a plate, more or less. I always use full things. I've seen people spacing them out and stuff like that, which is fine, but I just like the idea that it doesn't sort of slop at all, or there's no little gaps in between it. So this is the extenders. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these on here. It leaves about 3 rings here. Now I don't know if that's the right amount. I think it's really up to you. I think maybe more might be better. It does attach like that, and it does feel somewhat secure. But again, if that does start to become loose, it might start rattle out. But it isn't necessarily going to fall, but it might break. I don't know. It's hard to tell. So I think obviously more is better, but then obviously more means less weight. So it's really, I think it's just a personal preference. They do have a deal on their website where you basically get these and these and these, I think, or 18 of these, so maybe even more of these, and it works out to about $200 US. There's a few different options out there of other things that you can get. One of them is, I forgot the name of the brand, but it's a Canadian brand, Pepin, and they don't do free shipping. Now I'm in New Zealand, and when I did look into getting them, the shipping was almost as much as the dumbbells themselves. So I was like, not too keen on that. The great thing about these is I got free shipping on these, so I didn't have to pay any shipping on it. They ship worldwide. If you do want to use them, you can use a discount code OWEN10, and I think that might give me a little bit of kickback, but if you get that, it'll do 10% off for that. There's also for anything on the website as well, so you can use that for any of the things as well. What would I say? I say if you're lifting light, probably go with the nylon. If you're lifting heavy and you have thin plates, you'd probably be okay with this. And then if you're lifting super heavy, you'd probably want to be getting these. The adapters, I would definitely, they're easy enough to use, but it is obviously like anything, friction. You just have to, the more you have to do it, the more annoying it gets. But realistically speaking, if you can get 1-inch plates, do that. If there's anything you're not too sure about, do comment below. I'll happily get back to you and hopefully give you any sort of info that's something I might have found out. But yeah, I think they're great and perfect for what I need them for. Some people say the spin lock ones you can probably drop and throw on the ground, but the main reason for these is to sit them on your legs, and then also when you're bringing them close together, you don't have these big long bars sticking out of things. I'd treat them like eggs, you know? I mean, they're probably not going to break if I drop them quite hard, but there's no need to try and find out. But yeah, treat them like eggs and they'll probably last a lifetime.